General Hospital spoilers reveal a preview video clip has been released for the week of April 21, 2025. It shows Sonny Corinthos getting a rude deadly awakening. Willow Tate Corinthos faces Michael Corinthos. Plus, Natalia Ramirez is fired from Deception. Keep reading and let's discuss what's coming up in the ABC soap opera. In the upcoming week of April 21 through April 25, fans can expect the ladies at Deception to confront Natalia. They all just found out that Natalia is the ex-wife of Jen Sidwell. Although Natalia isn't close to him at all, she never thought they would find out. Now Natalia is losing everything and everyone. It seems that is exactly what Sidwell is counting on. People are easier to manipulate and control if they are desperate. Natalia is confronted by Maxie Jones, Lucy Coe, and Brooklyn Quartermain. Over with Molly Lansing Davis, she thinks her relationship with Christina Corinthos Davis is going smoothly. After Rick Lansing's accident, Christina showed support to Molly. For a time, Molly thought it was a blessing in disguise. However, Molly will look over a paper and is horrified. It seems that maybe Molly might learn that things aren't exactly as they seem. Could this be the paper that was going to commit Christina? Although Alexis Davis changed her mind, that paper could end up in Molly's hands somehow. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Willow decides to go to Germany to face Michael. However, I have a feeling that when Michael and Willow see each other after all this time, things could change. Michael is undergoing treatment for burns, but the love is still there. Willow might realize she's made a huge mistake when seeing her soon-to-be ex-husband. With those papers already signed, Drew Kane could explode if Willow does a 180. Over with Sonny, he is in the hospital getting his heart surgery. However, Sidwell knows all about it thanks to Natalia's big mouth. A nurse comes in to inject something in Sonny's IV. However, we know it's not a real nurse, but someone sent to kill him. When the fake nurse pulls out the syringe to inject Sonny and murder him, his eyes open wide. Now, was Sonny expecting an assassin? Or could Sonny be in grave danger of being poisoned and killed? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. General Hospital spoilers for the next 3 weeks, April 21 to May 9, reveal that Drew Kane's downfall will loom after Willow Corinthos has a setback. Lulu Spencer will also dig too deep and set the stage for a big reveal. So let's talk about what's ahead on the ABC soap. The week of April 21 to 25 will bring Kai Taylor's news for Drew, who should be pleased to hear Kai wants to move ahead with the surgery despite the risks and naysayers. Over with Willow Corinthos, she'll get in touch with Jason Morgan and hope for some assistance. Willow might be interested in compromising with Carly Spencer after all, but Carly will ultimately spar with Jason once it seems like he's on Willow's side. Later, Willow will speak with Drew and get a reaction she doesn't see coming. If Drew finds out she turned to Jason for help instead of him, his nice guy illusion could crumble as he explodes. Whatever the case, Willow might wish she hadn't signed those legal guardian papers. Could Nana Reeves try to get rid of them, since she's set to make a dirty power play? Regardless, Willow will struggle with a setback of some sort later. The longer Willow's in a relationship with Drew, the more she may come to realize he's not the man he seems to be. Meanwhile, Cody Bell's medical crisis could put Molly Lansing Davis in a position to save the day. Molly will try to warn Rick Lansing as well, so that may involve concerns over his growing connection to Ava Jerome. As for Christina Corinthos Davis, she'll find out something that catches her off guard. Alexis Davis might confess that Ava knows about the cut breaks and is now demanding payments from the Cassadine estate to keep quiet. Sonny's surgery is also coming up in Los Angeles, so Carly will be there in the waiting room and by his bedside when it's over. Will this procedure come with some unexpected hurdles that put Sonny's life in even more jeopardy? During the week of April 28 May 2, Marco Rios will pull Lucas Jones closer. It sounds like any trust issues related to Jen Sidwell will melt away as Lucas gets to know Marco better. Kai and Trina Robinson are also on the verge of taking things to the next level in the bedroom, so they'll feel a deeper bond soon enough. Other GA spoilers say Lulu will share what's in her heart. Dante Falconeri will find out Lulu never stopped loving him, so he'll have a chance to react to that confession. The week of May 5 to 9 will bring some nurses' ball prep work along with some developments related to Drew's downfall. The show is clearly making Drew into a villain, so he'll inevitably face a comeuppance sooner or later. It may take a little more time for Drew's takedown to happen, but fans should see the first pieces start coming together for it before long. Back with Lulu, she may become fixated on an idea that she just has to pursue. After hearing Giovanni "Gio" Palmieri's California birth story, Lulu may do some fact-checking and uncover some clues. Gio is Dante and Brooke Lynn Quartermain's biological son, so Lulu could start gathering the hints that'll add up to the whole truth in the not-too-distant future. May sweeps will set the stage for some big reveals, so stay tuned to see if Lulu will connect the Gio dots in the month ahead. General Hospital spoilers say Lulu will follow the trail and make some troubling predictions, so we'll bring you updates on all shocking discoveries to come. Well, this would certainly bring back a lot of nostalgia and drama to Port Charles. General Hospital spoilers heavily suggest there's a very good chance that one of our favorite dysfunctional families might be soon returning. That is, if the fans have their way. That's because a lot of people can't help but wonder if now would be the best time for the Zakura family to return. After all, actor Brandon Barash is free to come back to General Hospital now that he's been released from his contract with Days of Our Lives. In fact, a lot of people are even surprised that General Hospital hasn't brought back Brandon, yet seeing how they did give the young and the restless star Daniel Goddard a job on the show. Not only that, but fans would also like to see both Claudia and Anthony back on the canvas as well. It would bring some of the attention off the Quartermain family, and of course, Sonny Corinthos, and everything that always happens to revolve around him. As you can imagine, the internet certainly did have a lot to say about the matter. Some fans and critics of the show even commented with, "I liked Johnny and Claudia, but never a big Anthony fan. I do think the writers did a good job slowly bringing them in, especially Johnny, because you sorta had someone that felt like a match for Jason/Sonny and have you torn." Another fan wrote, "I loved Johnny. I loved his relationship with Lulu. I'd be the happiest if he returned." As for Claudia, she was great, until they made her his mother. Everything went south after that. Anthony was a mess. I just saw a photo of him and Tracy last night that reminded me of how much I miss his antics as well. General Hospital airs weekdays on the ABC network. Check your local listings for times. Let us know what you think by leaving us a line in our comment section below. Also, don't forget to come back to Celebrating the Soaps for all the latest news and updates on your favorite daytime television shows like The Young and the Restless, The Bold and the Beautiful, General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives. The HR department at Deception is sure to have a challenging week on General Hospital. In the just-released promo for April 21 to 24, 2025, Natalia gets pink-slipped by Maxie. Because it's okay to have her on the payroll as a homophobe, and it's fine to have an investor who is a career criminal, but an employee who is adjacent to the soap's new big bad, Sidwell, that apparently is a deal-breaker for the cosmetics company. Speaking of the godfather of Port Charles, while Sonny is cooling his heels in a hospital bed, he's paid a most unwelcome visit by a hit woman who looks like she's about to pull a Cyrus Renault on him. While we have no doubt that his would-be assassin will fail, maybe the brush with death will give Sonny added incentive to consider one of the many new roles available to him other than Mafia Kingpin. Finally, although Willow is all in on her relationship with Drew, which will be hella embarrassing if this theory about Jason's twin brother is borne out. One thing remains on her to-do list: face estranged husband Michael. So it looks like this may turn out to be the moment we find out who landed the role vacated by Emmy winner Chad Duell. While you're here, get even more sneak peeks at the week ahead in our massive new preview gallery below. And if you missed it, scroll through our Easter photo album of soap's most head-turning hats. If there is anyone that is sorely missed in this fictional town of Port Charles on General Hospital, it's most definitely Finn, the infectious disease specialist, who was around from 2016 until the summer of 2024. There's some speculation on social media that suggests Michael Easton might be open to coming back to reprise his role, seeing how he hasn't had any work in almost a year. His family included his half-brother Chase and his daughter, Violet. The last time that we even heard about Finn was back in October, when Chase and Brooklyn received the news that Finn was free to leave rehab. Before then, even Tracy admitted that she was upset she hadn't heard from Finn in such a long time. Before he left, Finn was last seen breaking down in his car before Brooklyn and Chase agreed to take care of his daughter Violet while he was in rehab. Back during the summer of 2024, Michael took to his Instagram account to share the news with his fans. He said, "I've always been partial to the Irish goodbye. That's where you leave the party without actually telling anyone you're gone, but I thought you all deserved better. So I just want to let you know that I just filmed my final scenes here at General Hospital." The news came just after the producers of General Hospital had announced that both Brian Craig and Jonathan Jackson were being brought back to the soap. Now, whether or not Michael Easton does come back as Finn remains to be seen. So far, the actor himself has not made any comments about the matter, but we will definitely update you as soon as possible. For now, GH fans will just have to tune in each and every day to find out what will happen next. General Hospital airs weekdays on the ABC network. Check your local listings for times. Let us know what you think by leaving us a line in our comment section below. Also, don't forget to come back to Celebrating the Soaps for all the latest news and updates on your favorite daytime television shows like The Young and the Restless, The Bold, and the beautiful General Hospital and Days of Our Lives. General Hospital is undergoing a monumental transformation as it confronts the potential departure of Sonny Corinthos, a central figure whose influence has shaped Port Charles for decades. The recent storyline developments indicate that Sonny's era is drawing to a definitive close, not through explosive conflict or violent ends, but through the quiet, inescapable deterioration of his health. Sonny's failed surgery marks more than a medical setback. It represents the irreversible decline of a power structure rooted in loyalty, secrecy, and complex personal relationships. Once the stabilizing force of Port Charles, bridging the gap between chaos and order, Sonny's diminishing presence leaves a vacuum that destabilizes not just the criminal underworld, but the emotional foundation of those closest to him. Sonny's influence extended far beyond his control of the docks. It wove through personal bonds with characters such as Carly, Jason, and Jocelyn, each of whom now grapples with the weight of his decline in markedly different ways. Carly, long his strategic partner, faces the possibility of redefining her identity outside his shadow. Jason, once unwaveringly loyal, now questions the value of sacrifices made for an empire crumbling under emotional strain. Meanwhile, Jocelyn emerges as a voice of the next generation, rejecting the cycle of violence and silence that defined her elders' allegiance to Sonny. These internal shifts signify a deeper transformation. Sonny is no longer merely a symbol of power, he is now the eye of an emotional storm. The storylines reveal an unraveling of relationships, where loyalty begins to fracture under the pressure of long-suppressed grievances and existential doubt. With Sonny's decline, Port Charles enters an unpredictable phase marked by power struggles and ideological realignments. Figures like Sidwell, Brennan, and Jason begin to emerge as competing forces, each representing distinct visions for the future of Sunny's empire. Sidwell seeks to dismantle the old order, aiming for a ruthless, corporate-style reorganization that dismisses emotional ties and historical loyalties. Brennan, a veteran strategist, re-enters the scene with political clout and clandestine ambition, seeking to control Port Charles from behind the scenes. Jason, motivated not by power, but by legacy and protection, reluctantly returns to the fray to safeguard the remnants of what Sunny built. This clash of ideologies threatens to turn Port Charles into a battlefield, no longer governed by backroom deals, but by open conflict where alliances shift and neutrality becomes untenable. The emotional toll on key characters underscores the true impact of Sunny's impending absence. Carly contemplates the cost of remaining in a role that has defined her for years, while Jocelyn voices disillusionment with the past generation's moral compromises. Jason, torn between duty and self-preservation, is forced to confront his own evolution. Sunny's symbolic weakening reverberates through every layer of the narrative. Institutions and relationships once held together by his presence begin to falter. The show's tone has shifted from controlled tension to uncontained chaos, mirroring the unraveling of Sunny's control and identity. Sunny's potential exit raises existential questions for General Hospital. As the character who anchored numerous storylines across decades, his departure signals more than a cast change. It is the dismantling of a structural cornerstone. Viewers now watch not only the fate of Sunny, but also the transformation of the entire show's identity. The writers appear poised to explore a post-Sunny world, with significant focus on the ideological and emotional void left in his wake. Whether the series can maintain its narrative cohesion and emotional gravity without him remains uncertain. What is clear, however, is that Port Charles and General Hospital as a whole will never be the same. Monday's episode of General Hospital, airing April 21, 2025, kicks off with explosive confrontations and high-stakes drama across Port Charles. As secrets unravel and loyalties are tested, Jason confronts Sasha over a risky deal, Carly pushes her way into Sunny's surgery trip, and Jocelyn faces off with Emma in a heated showdown. According to General Hospital spoilers, every corner of town is bracing for chaos, and no one is walking away untouched. Jason is stunned to learn Sasha took $250,000 from Jen Sidwell. He explodes with anger, warning her that such a move could cost her everything. Sasha tries to defend her decision, but Jason won't hear it. He knows how dangerous Sidwell is and fears she's in way over her head. Lucas suspects Marco knew who he was all along. He questions Marco's motives and worries this romance isn't genuine. Marco tries to ease his concerns and insists his feelings are real. He wants Lucas to give them a real chance. Meanwhile, Sidwell pressures Alexis to hire Marco. Alexis hesitates, but Marco still secures the job, despite his family baggage. Jordan drops a bomb on Isaiah by ending their relationship. She claims it's only temporary, but it's clear she's putting her Sidwell investigation first. Isaiah protests, but Jordan believes space is the best option while she takes Sidwell down. Her personal life takes a back seat, and she's standing firm on that decision. Carly invites herself to Los Angeles to support Sunny during his surgery. Sunny tries to push her away, worrying about appearances, but Carly's not having it. She quickly comes up with a cover story and insists she's going. Sunny realizes resistance is pointless. Carly's going with him, no matter what. Brooke, Lynn, and Maxie fear deception could collapse if Sidwell gets arrested. They rush to Anna and demand answers about his investigation. If his assets are frozen, their company might not survive. Anna understands their urgency and promises to dig deeper. Time is running out, and they need clarity fast. Jocelyn and Emma finally face off. Harsh words fly as emotions boil over. Jocelyn wants to know why Emma has such a problem with her. Emma doesn't hold back. She unleashes her feelings and gives Jocelyn a piece of her mind. This fight could shift their entire dynamic. This General Hospital spoilers update proves no one is safe from drama. From Jason's fury to Jocelyn's fiery clash, Monday's episode delivers non-stop emotion. Stay tuned, Port Charles is about to get even messier. For more General Hospital spoilers, visit Soap Opera Daily. Don't forget to like, share, and check back daily for updates. In a dramatic shift poised to redefine the Port Charles power dynamic, General Hospital spoilers indicate Michael Corinthos is set to return at the 2025 Nurses' Ball, not as a victim of past betrayals, but as a strategic force with an agenda. His reemergence marks a pivotal moment for the show's evolving narrative, transforming what should be a celebration into a calculated confrontation. Michael's return is not accompanied by theatrics or appeals for reconciliation. Instead, he arrives in quiet defiance, allowing his presence to speak louder than any confrontation. His absence was not one of retreat, but a strategic withdrawal, time used to dissect betrayals and construct an intricate plan for retribution. With key figures like Willow, Drew, and Carly caught off guard, the stage is set for a controlled upheaval. This version of Michael is emotionally unrecognizable. Formerly guided by ideals of love and loyalty, he now operates from a platform of cold logic and systemic precision. Every silence, glance, and maneuver is deliberate. His influence manifests not through force, but via a comprehensive restructuring of relationships, legal battles, and corporate affairs. The custody battle over Wiley and Amelia, once an emotional standoff between Willow and Carly, has escalated into a tactical war zone where Michael dictates the terms. Willow's struggle for custody is no longer framed as a maternal pursuit. Michael's unseen hand manipulates every procedural detail, misplaced files, subtle shifts in courtroom sentiment, and sudden judicial preferences. Carly, believing she's protecting Michael's legacy, becomes unknowingly complicit in a broader manipulation scheme. Willow, meanwhile, finds herself ensnared in a narrative she cannot control, slowly realizing the gravity of Michael's transformation. Amid Michael's rise, Drew Kane undergoes his own metamorphosis, from respected businessman to a covert figure navigating the criminal undercurrent of Port Charles. As Sonny's influence wanes, Drew fills the vacuum with a quiet, calculated shift into mob territory. His legitimate operations conceal deeper ties to illicit activities, culminating in the deaths of Sidwell and Brennan, two individuals with financial links to Drew. The deaths, initially seen as unrelated, are soon revealed to be part of a larger pattern. Michael, ever observant, begins compiling evidence, refraining from public accusations while collecting digital records, financial trails, and security footage. His investigation positions him not merely as an avenger, but as a protector of Sonny's legacy, one grounded in fear, loyalty, and survival. As Michael gains ground, the Corinthos and Quartermain families experience increasing internal strain. Monica, Brooklyn, Olivia, Ned, and even Tracy begin to question their loyalties. Drew, once a trusted member of both families, finds himself isolated as inconsistencies and suspicions mount. Carly, after observing Michael's transformation firsthand, ultimately shifts her allegiance. Her decision to side with Michael, once inconceivable, marks a seismic realignment in Port Charles' power structures. This alliance is not sentimental. Carly recognizes Michael's evolution from wounded son to calculated architect of a new order. Her support lends Michael not only familial legitimacy, but access to legal files, financial leverage, and Sonny's former network, resources essential to dismantling Drew's influence. With Michael and Carly aligned, Aurora Media begins to crumble. Internal leaks, shifting board loyalties, and wavering investor confidence unravel Drew's carefully constructed front. The media narrative shifts. What was once favorable coverage of Drew's efforts is now neutral at best, exposing the fragility of his public image. Carly, in quiet dominance, attends meetings and revives alliances, signaling the reconstruction of Sonny's empire, not in name, but in philosophy. Michael, elevated by her support, consolidates power not with declarations but with undeniable control. The boardroom, courtroom, and streets of Port Charles all begin to reflect this new hierarchy. Ultimately, Michael doesn't need to win through brute force or courtroom victories. His strategy is not about taking power, it's about ensuring he already has it. As Drew becomes increasingly cornered and Willow grapples with the loss of control over her children, Michael remains the silent force realigning Port Charles from the shadows. The transformation is complete. Michael Corinthos has redefined himself, not as a man returning for justice, but as a force determined to impose a new order. Supported by Carly, feared by his adversaries, and misunderstood by those who once knew him, Michael's calculated evolution places him at the center of a seismic shift. In a dramatic unraveling of events in General Hospital, recent developments confirm that Sonny Corinthos' death was not a tragic medical incident, but a calculated assassination. What began as a standard heart surgery turned into a fatal operation. Manipulated behind the scenes through altered medications, unauthorized tampering of medical equipment, and falsified pre-op test results. These actions were all part of an elaborate conspiracy to eliminate Sonny and take over his criminal empire. Initial investigations exposed abnormalities in Sonny's treatment, suggesting that the surgery was rigged. Evidence pointed to insider betrayal. Sensitive information, including Sonny's health details and schedule, had been leaked with precise timing. Jason Morgan, who assumed leadership after Sonny's death, traced these leaks back to encrypted messages found on Natalia's phone, someone once trusted within the organization. Further probes by Michael and Dant revealed suspicious financial transactions, linking large wire transfers to an anonymous account held by one of Sonny's closest associates. Meanwhile, Christina's personal investigation exposed covert meetings and audio recordings of strategic discussions between Sidwell, a rival mob figure, and a mole within Sonny's inner circle. Central to the conspiracy is Natalia, a nurse and once trusted confidant, whose involvement went far beyond accidental information leaks. Her vendetta against Sonny stemmed from a personal tragedy, as her sister was a casualty in one of his past mob dealings. This long-standing grudge evolved into a dangerous obsession. Natalia's relationship with Sidwell extended beyond business. Together, they engineered a complete power takeover of the Corinthos empire. Her manipulation included influencing Sonny's health, orchestrating his surgical downfall, and methodically targeting his children, Michael and Morgan, to wipe out the Corinthos bloodline. As her plot deepened, Natalia began coercing Sonny's business partners and seducing key allies like Marco, a long-standing loyalist, offering promises of power. However, Marco, conflicted and manipulated, eventually flipped sides. Under increasing pressure and guilt, he confessed the conspiracy to Sonny and agreed to operate as a double agent. Christina and Michael, recognizing the gravity of the threat, mobilized their own counter-strategy. Michael engaged a private investigation firm, while Christina tapped into her connection with Marco to extract further intel. Together with Alexis, they uncovered Natalia's criminal past, including links to multiple suspicious deaths at other hospitals, suggesting Sonny was not her first victim. The final act of this high-stakes deception unfolded when Marco recorded a confession from Natalia that confirmed her involvement in sabotaging Sonny's surgery. This audio triggered a series of rapid responses. Jason and Dante initiated a takedown operation, but Sidwell and Natalia, realizing the betrayal, launched a desperate counterattack. Natalia attempted to murder Marco with a poison syringe, only to be intercepted. She later infiltrated the hospital disguised as a nurse, aiming to finish Sunny herself. However, Carly intervened just in time and, with help from Christina and Michael, subdued Natalia in a fierce confrontation. Simultaneously, Jason captured Sidwell as he tried to flee the city. During interrogation, Sidwell revealed that the plot was not limited to Sunny. It aimed to convert Port Charles into a central hub for illegal trade, with full control of the docks and underground networks. Marco, severely injured but alive, made a full confession, exposing every detail of Natalia and Sidwell's operations. His testimony not only cleared the Corinthos name, but also delivered the critical evidence needed to dismantle the criminal enterprise. This storyline marks a turning point for the Corinthos family as they begin to recover from internal betrayal, reclaim their legacy, and reassert their influence in Port Charles. Yet, the damage left behind serves as a reminder. Power, when mixed with personal vendettas, can lead to devastating consequences. Recent developments on General Hospital have introduced a high-stakes narrative implicating not only Port Charles, but national security interests. At the center of the storm is Drew Kane, whose past has resurfaced through a disturbing set of medical revelations discovered by Dr. Portia Robinson. After a series of unauthorized investigations into hospital records, Portia uncovered extensive psychological documentation regarding Drew's past medical treatments. These records detailed not only the removal of a chip once implanted by Helena Cassadine, but also post-rescue behavioral irregularities observed following his captivity under Peter August. Of significant concern were classified reports indicating Drew's dissociative episodes and memory blackouts, alongside neurological test results showing traces of a now outlawed experimental drug. This compound, originally developed by a covert branch of the WSB, was engineered to induce brainwashing and enable sleeper agent behavior triggered by specific stimuli. Unlike mechanical implants, the drug's long-term neurological effects cannot be surgically removed. According to psychiatric documentation and consultation with Dr. Kevin Collins, Drew may remain indefinitely susceptible to external triggers. Evidence included Jason Morgan's debriefing notes describing an incident in which Drew became uncontrollably violent in response to a tarot card, only subdued through a specific countercommand. This revelation reframed Drew's increasingly manipulative and erratic behavior. Portia questioned whether Drew himself was even aware of his programming, or if he had ever truly regained full autonomy after his rescue. Faced with blackmail attempts from Drew, Portia disclosed the findings to Curtis Ashford. Together, they began tracing Drew's recent absences and linked them to local violent events. This included an unexplained attack on a political rival. The data suggested Drew might still be under the control of a third party, potentially Sidwell, a figure with intelligence and criminal affiliations. Portia's initial plan to confront Drew privately was met with concern from Curtis. Instead, they prepared layered safeguards, including physical surveillance equipment and legal contingencies, to mitigate risk. Rejecting the idea of a closed-door confrontation, Portia eventually submitted the compiled evidence to the invader, where Alexis Davis authenticated and published the findings in an exposé titled The Program Senator. The resulting media and federal backlash was immediate and explosive. Drew was detained by federal agents for evaluation as questions arose regarding security clearances, potential cover-ups, and the legitimacy of his political authority. The situation intensified when Willow publicly accused him of coercion and emotional manipulation, sparking a wider reassessment of his conduct. Instead of neutralization, the exposure appeared to provoke Drew. Associates of Portia and Curtis began experiencing orchestrated misfortunes, ranging from vehicular accidents to regulatory crackdowns, suggesting targeted retaliation. A pattern emerged linking these incidents to individuals involved in the investigation or close to Portia and Curtis. Simultaneously, Curtis uncovered military-grade surveillance equipment within their residence and workplace, confirming they were being monitored at an advanced level. Evidence pointed to Drew as the orchestrator, leveraging his status and connections to intelligence infrastructure. Further investigation revealed Drew may be one of multiple sleeper agents manipulated by factions within the government. A WSB insider warned Curtis to trust no one in uniform, confirming that Drew's condition might not only have been known, but deliberately maintained for operational purposes. This shifted the conflict from personal blackmail to a systemic conspiracy. Portia and Curtis, supported by Jason Morgan and tech expert Spinelli, began constructing a secure communication network and intelligence-gathering framework outside official channels. As Drew's connection with high-level intelligence officials, such as WSB veteran Anderson, became apparent, it was clear that Portia and Curtis had uncovered a deeply buried national security operation. The risks expanded from personal safety to potential government-wide implications. Despite increasing surveillance, threats, and personal cost, Portia and Curtis remained committed to uncovering the truth. Their actions, while placing them in grave danger, marked the beginning of a broader conflict over transparency, ethics, and control in Port Charles, and perhaps far beyond. The 2025 Nurses' Ball is set to be a game-changer for General Hospital. No longer just a glitzy fundraiser, it's a multi-episode television event packed with reunions, secrets, and dramatic reveals. A new luxurious venue, iconic performances, and potential crossovers with actors from other ABC soaps take center stage. Lucy Coe returns as the ever-chaotic host, guiding fans through musical tributes, surprise moments, and even a long-awaited wedding that will shake the town. Expect appearances from Sam McCall, Dex Heller, Holly Sutton, and Robert Scorpio, all gathering for what may be GA's most explosive event in years. After a traumatic recovery in a German burn clinic, Michael Corinthos is on his way back. His return promises to shift the power dynamics in Port Charles. Will original actor Chad Duell reprise the role, or will a recast shake up fan expectations? His comeback is essential to resolve looming family drama, especially involving his children, estranged relationships, and unresolved emotional wounds. Michael's divorce from Willow has sparked a custody battle over their children, Wiley and Amelia. Willow's controversial move-in with Drew Kane, now protector turned potential manipulator, has stirred the pot. Carly Spencer is ready to go to war to protect her grandkids. Rumors swirl about Drew's intentions. Some believe he may be orchestrating a full takeover of Michael's family. Sasha Gilmore Corbin is pregnant with Michael's child, but Jason Morgan is claiming paternity to protect them from the Corinthos legacy. But if Michael returns to find Sasha and Jason forming a family, fireworks are inevitable. Expect a love triangle, custody battle, and fractured friendships to follow. Speculation around Michael's casting has ignited fan debate. Temporary fill-in Robert Adamson has expressed frustration at being passed over. Showrunners haven't confirmed a permanent decision, leaving fans both hopeful and cautious. The next actor to take on the role could redefine the character or disappoint loyal viewers. Michael's return may come with a vengeful edge. Will he reunite with Willow, claim Sasha's child, or pursue a new love interest? Everyone from Drew to Jason has something to lose if Michael's reappearance rocks the boat. Having regained her health, Lulu Spencer channels her reporter instincts to investigate Gio Palmieri's mysterious past. Clues point to a shocking secret involving Brooke Lynn and Gio's true parentage. Clues from Brooke Lynn and Martin Gray hint Gio may be her biological son. Lulu pieces together timelines and travel logs that suggest Camila Palmieri's pregnancy may have been staged. Lulu uncovers a possible elaborate adoption cover-up involving Lois and Gloria Cerullo, who helped maintain the illusion of Camila's pregnancy. Lulu begins investigating concert dates and photos to catch the lie. Lulu struggles with whether to expose the truth, knowing it could devastate Gio, Brooklyn, and Dante. Her personal history and emotional ties complicate her role as both investigator and potential whistleblower. A mysterious PI starts following Lois Cerullo, a long-lost Quartermain cousin, may return under a fake identity. These new forces could unravel decades of secrets. Lulu and Dante Falconeri wrestle with co-parenting Rocco amid a web of lies. Lulu's lingering feelings for Dante add emotional weight. Brooklyn fears Lulu might reveal the truth about Gio Drew Kane partners with Kai Taylor on a groundbreaking procedure, offering hope but high risk. Their professional leap could redefine both men's futures. Carly Spencer must make difficult choices, while Jordan Ashford's loyalty to justice puts her happiness on the line. The emotional stakes are high across Port Charles. As Sonny undergoes a critical surgery in Le, the threat of sabotage looms. Carly anxiously awaits results, while Jen Sidwell and Natalia Ramirez lurk dangerously close. Cody's accident tests the strength of Port Charles's support system. Molly Lansing Davis may have to step in, reuniting old rivals and forming unexpected alliances. Driven by grief over her baby's death, Christina Corinthos Davis spirals, tampering with Ava Jerome's car and lashing out emotionally. The psychological toll may lead to redemption or disaster. The drama is deeper than ever. Whether it's Michael's return, Lulu's investigation, or family betrayals, Port Charles stands on the cusp of transformation.